This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
We All Be's on here on Sister Goddard, master educator extraordinaire, entrepreneur, and she's here at the homegoing celebration of Sister Dr. CREss WElsIng. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, I want to ask you, what does, who is Dr. WElsIng to you? What does she mean to you?
Well, she's controversial. She's not afraid to go against the grain. She says just the fact that she's an educator and a researcher and a doctor, that lended great significance to the things that she was saying. I just think that she's inspired so many people as a professor at Howard University. Some people only know her from her television appearances, whether they were from back in the day on the Phil Donahue show, or sometimes when she's doing perhaps a lecture circuit in DC or Baltimore, in different places. So she means so much to people who are very Afrocentric. But to educators and researchers, Pan-Africanists, she has great significance because, as you see in these presidential elections, and ever since President Obama has been elected, we're seeing racism rear its ugly head. And what people already know is coming to the forefront. And so for someone like Dr. CREss WElsIng, who's been saying the same thing for decades, so many more people have gotten to know what she's about through the ISIS papers and so on and so forth. So it's tremendous just even to be here, because the body dies, but the spirit lives on forever.
So actually, I know you're talking about children can't read. So how will you explain the phenomenon of white supremacy, racism to I guess a functionally literate child?
Well, I think you have to understand what literacy means. Literacy really is power. To be able to, and one thing that just upsets me so much, and I say it constantly when I'm dealing with people, black people, or we're talking about issues of poverty, is that the public library, it's free and public all day long. So no one is preventing you from going there and reading. But I think so many people have been indoctrinated because of racism to believe that they're inferior, that they don't even try. And then as generation and generation and generation goes on, you don't have that thirst for knowledge, that quest for knowledge. And so it's just a trickle-down syndrome. It is, for anyone who's interested, I really wish people would read Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu's book, Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. That's an excellent book, and I highly recommend it to people. But the literacy issue can be resolved at home. Okay, whether or not the parents read well, I'm sorry, if you can spend time on YouTube or videos or doing all the other things and playing games, you can crack a book. And so we have to get stronger on this position for our youth to be able to read well, because that in turn translates to your success in life, whether it's your own emotional self-esteem, or you're starting a business, you being able to get a job, you being able to further yourself in life, being able to understand about racism, to be able to understand about oppression, to be able to understand all the ills that plague so many African Americans, such as health issues and financial issues, and even how people feel about their own physical appearance. There's nothing new under the sun. That's what it says in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new under the sun. So reading is power. Reading opens up a new world to you. It opens up doors to you, because you can begin to understand yourself and the society around you. You need to read about economics. I'm also a financial literacy and entrepreneurship educator, so I'm very passionate about that. But you have to be able to read. You have to understand vocabulary. Every field has its own vocabulary. Science, technology, education, every field has its own language, its own vocabulary. And once you begin to read, worlds open up to you. To remain ignorant is to remain powerless. No excuse. No excuse.
Oh, excellent. So what is the unfinished work for us you wouldn't consider Dr. Welsing's legacy?
Oh. I just told you I'm a financial literacy educator. So it's definitely finances. It's definitely people owning their own businesses. It's definitely people understanding money and how money works. There's the Buy Black 365 and those type of movements. That's very important. Our Black Year by Maggie Anderson and her husband, what they did was tremendous to only buy products, goods, and services from Black people for a year. That was tremendous.
Right.
And Maggie's Cuban American. So when I speak of Black people, I don't just mean African Americans. I'm talking about Caribbean people, Latinos, Black people throughout the diaspora. We have to understand money. We have to stop being heavy consumers and not owners. That's a major thing. But we also need to understand psychology. She was all about that. We have to understand the psychology of racism. We have to understand the psychology of politics, the psychology of education. So there's a lot of work that's left to do, but mostly it's work on ourselves. Wow. You work on yourself as an individual, you can thrive. But there's so much more to do. I wish people, again, I mentioned the library, right? Free and public all day long. Dr. CREss WElsIng was a researcher. People need to read. All the information is right there. Nobody is keeping it from you. Right. Okay? I mean, even now through technology and through the law, you can force people to give you information that they don't want to give up.
Hey, thank you, Sister Goddard, so much in the words. Great to go to. We love you madly. Keep on producing and pushing.
Thank you. Stay powerful, stay strong, stay blessed.
Excellent. Thank you.